Which way Ruto, which way ODM? Raila Amolo Odinga has been laid to rest. Now, those questions I've asked are so pertinent that I want to respond to them. Why have I started with William Samoei Ruto? I want to take the clock tickling back. As I do that, remember, Raila Amolo Odinga was as a savior to Ruto's regime. During the campaigns, when William Samoei Ruto and his deputy Rigathi Gachagua were campaigning prior to the elections of 2022, they categorically stated that they are not going to entertain anything in the name of handshake, anything in the name of a grand coalition, anything in the name of a pact or a memorandum with anyone who loses elections. They were actually referring to Raila Amolo Odinga. They brought a division between the wealthy class and the poor. They did say it was a fight between the dynasties and the hustlers, which Gachagua, I, and we in general believed. Now, during the campaigns, we were so much pegged on the hustler narrative, the bottom-up economic model that was preached to us like it was the holy water that was going to take us away from poverty. But alas, we did not take heed of the second part, which Ruto did say he will establish the office of the official opposition leader. Now, he was biting with one hand and, in what Swahili says, kupuliza with the other hand. Immediately after they won the elections, ODM actually contested the results in the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court gave them an opportunity to give a reason beyond reasonable doubt that the elections were not done in a free and fair manner and also verifiable. They were unable to, and Ruto's victory was upheld. There came demonstrations. Those demonstrations did not shake the Psalm of Samuel. Those demonstrations never shook Rigathi Gachagua. And as a team, they forged forward. There came the issue of cost of living. They sailed through because at least they did reduce the price of unga in comparison to Uhuru's regime. And the question that they were begging is, why was it that in Uhuru's regime, the cost of unga was this, and ours is slightly down, and you're still complaining? So this freer movement did not bear any fruits, because still the people were feeling like, oh, there's still hope at the end of the tunnel. The bottom-up economic model was to have money into the pockets of the mwananchi in the lower cadre. Because, remember, we were made to believe that the dynasty, and the dynasty here was Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, Raila Amolo Odinga, Gideon Moi. Those were the families William Samoei Ruto was referring to as the dynasties, that they have accumulated so much wealth that it has deprived other Kenyans opportunity to grow financially or get financial freedom. Hence, we went into the trap of voting for some way. There came the Finance Bill 2024. This one touched many. These ones got into the dear hearts of the youths. Speak of the Gen Zs and the millennials. They organized. They said, we are a tribeless nation. We are a leaderless nation. We are fighting for issues. We are forging forward. And that's exactly what they did. They told their members of parliament, we have delegated these powers unto you because the sovereign power belongs unto us, which we can practice either directly or indirectly. But we have given them to you to practice them indirectly. Unfortunately, most members of parliament did pass that Finance Bill 2024, hence the hashtag reject Finance Bill 2024. Not partially, not edit a comma, but reject it in totality. June 25th was the epitome of this revolutionary call, whereby it was demanding to occupy parliament, occupy State House. It was demanding to dethrone the duo, William Samoei Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua, and they were saying, kufa dereva, kufa abiria. They wanted them out of power. And truth to the word, the battle between the Gen Zs backed up with the millennials versus the anti-riot police and all the squad came to pass. You see, people occupied parliament. The MPs ran helter-skelterly, fighting for their lives. They were united, never again divided, because now they were saying that the Mwananchi actually is now practicing their power directly. William Samoei Ruto saw this. People were tired of extrajudicial killings, state-sanctioned abductions. The killer squad that William Samoei Ruto vehemently criticized and promised that never again shall it be seen in any regime or in his regime, and never again shall the police force be used to settle political scores, was back up, standing stable and running again. The people said, enough is enough. Then came the message, please, Baba Raila Amolo Odinga, stay away from these. You have fought enough. Leave this war unto us. Did Baba listen? No. He went directly to save the son of Samoei. That is William Samoei Ruto. They made an agreement. Raila took advantage of a revolutionary wind, while the camarada watched in disgust, feeling betrayed, seeing a traitor in a person whom they had entrusted with so much responsibility of liberating this nation. And there came the broad-based government. It is Raila Amolo Odinga who was making William Samoei Ruto sleep peacefully, knowing that he has someone who has the switch to peace still by his side. Even as we had people like Babu Owino and Edwin Sifuna vehemently saying that they do not recognize the broad-based government, even at a particular point, Babu Owino did say, For you to support William Samoei Ruto, you need to suspend your brain cells. And he was not ready to do that. That is after Raila joined the broad-based government. Now, Raila is gone. The same way the ODM members were sleeping while William Samoei Ruto was having a clear strategy of campaign and winning elections, and he won, is the same way they were sleeping while he was replacing Raila Amolo Odinga with Gideon Moi. Did he know that Raila was in his deathbed? Did he know that Raila was on his last days? And as if it didn't matter to him, upon receiving the message of the demise of Raila Amolo Odinga, he went ahead and signed 8 bills and enacted them into law. With the 2 most controversial, the privatization bill and also the Cybercrime Act of 2024. Yes, trying to curtail our freedom. And yesterday, saying that Odinga fought for so much in terms of democracy and the freedom that we are enjoying today. Now, he wants to curtail that. What a hypocritic event and persona in William Samoei Ruto. I told you, not everyone you are seeing in that field, since the body of Raila Amolo Odinga landed into Kenya, till the day he was buried, not everybody was there to mourn. People were there with a different agenda. Some went there just to play and move with the vibe of the day, at least being seen to belong somewhere. Some went as content creators. Some went to confirm that, oh, truly he is dead. Raila Amolo Odinga was buried alongside his whisker and hat, a symbol of his power. They do say, a king dies, but the throne lives. In this case, Raila Amolo Odinga has died, the king, and he has died with the throne. What is the symbol of this? That he has gone with the power that he harnessed, the power that he was not ready to relinquish to any other person, the power he never wanted anybody else to inherit. That power, he's gone down with it. No one will have such kind of a power in the political arena. No more handshakes. Ruto has lost. Whenever anyone will be vehemently criticizing the government, there will be no one to quell the situation. ODM, 3 cracks, Edwin Sifuna and Babu Owino, Group 1. Another group of Gladys Wanga, Group 3, Oburu Oginga. There are 2 groups that agree. Well, we are in broad-based government, but kindly let us not make ODM a family business. There is another group saying, no, it is Oburu Oginga who can be passed on to this mantle. Then we have Babu Owino and Edwin Sifuna saying, for you to support William Ruto, you need to suspend your brain cells. They are not ready for that. ODM is already split. ODM is on its deathbed, the reality. So, we are gearing up for interesting political times, interesting political moments. Even the United Front will be affected. We are gearing in to see so many independent candidates. By the way, freedom is not dead. Democracy is not dead. It is the rebirth, end of an era, coming with freedom, coming with the democracy. What's your take? Tell me your thought. If you're watching from my YouTube channel and you love content of this nature, kindly subscribe and press notification button so anytime that we live or we upload content of this nature, you'll be the very first person to be notified. Ahmed Khalif is my name for the unscripted talks here in Dab Radio. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuhu.
Kwa timba kali za Afrika, Dab Radio ndio mpango mzima.